Thank y'all for joining. Let's get into our show, honey. We are back. Y'all, I'm hot. I've been out there running around with the kids today. Oh my God. Okay. I'm ready to sit it down and cool down. How you guys doing? Happy hump day to everyone. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, and hello. I see my mods are here. Thanks for being here, Rose and Tef. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get into the show. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right, let's get into the first topic. All right, so K Michelle was performing and she had some things to say about the show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's pretty much been saying she's been holding back on this show. She didn't want to make Real Housewives of Atlanta ratchet like it was over there on Love and Hip Hop. Okay, so she's trying to behave according to her on this show. I really want to see the real K Michelle come out. Okay, they need it, y'all. They need it for them ratings, especially. But let's get into a shout out to Bossip Official.
Very well behaved. I'm behaved. I'm trying my best to declass the show.
Okay, Nene.
But I am down to my wits end. I am ready. I am ready to be activated. But I got a country album. People try to humble us. And I think I have become so humble because I have tried to be humble. But sometimes you gotta talk your shit. I have the biggest companies that are really African American have been the history of and we gonna go take off the black shit too and everything. Rock in, very well behaved.
All right, so she said, hey, she's trying to not declass the show. And she's trying to be on the humble, but she said, hey, sometimes on the show, you got to talk your shit. And I agree. I really want her to come out of her shell and just be her. I think she's trying to tiptoe because of the expectation of what people perceive her to be in terms of how they saw her on Love and Hip Hop, you know, real ratchet, shaking the tail, ready to go off, ready to fight. Y'all remember she and Rashida was going to fight on the show. She's trying to dial it back on this show, Real Housewives of Atlanta, because people already expect that from her. So maybe she's trying to change how people see her or expect out of her, right? But she said, hey, maybe it's time to go ahead and turn up and be myself. I want to see that in her, right? I really want to see that in her because they always need someone with a very strong personality on the show. That person was Nene, but she's not on there now. So we need someone else to kind of not fill Nene's shoes, but to kind of come up to that level on the show to give the viewers what they've been looking for. So y'all let me know. Let me know. I like K Michelle. Shout out to her. All right, she's doing well on tour as well with her country album I hear. So shout out to her and congrats to her. Let's move along. Kevin Hart is taking some backlash from his what is it, roast? Y'all know he has this show, this comedy show called The Roast, like a roast show, where he has several different comedians come on, and all of the jokes I hear have to be approved by him. Okay, so a lot of the jokes that I heard, because my husband and I were watching just some of it the other night, it was very inappropriate. One in particular was the joke about George Floyd. His family didn't think that it was funny either. We get ready to get into that. Okay, I'll turn my fan off. It's cold. All right, so let's get into it. According to Black Information Network, George Floyd's family blames Kevin Hart for allowing the roast joke about George Floyd. Now, I don't know what type of joke you thought would be funny as related to George Floyd. His family is still obviously grieving his unaliving. He was, and for those of you that don't remember, he was unalived by a police officer where the police officer had his knee on his neck. He was kneeling on his neck, cutting off his air supply, which ultimately caused George Floyd to succumb to that violent behavior. Okay, it was captured on video by someone videoing from their cell phone. That's how we all got to see it. But Kevin Hart is facing backlash from George Floyd's family and a lot of people online. Mary J. Blige, I saw Mary J. Blige has spoken out. She says that she's withdrawing her support in the thousands of Kevin Hart. I did see Jamal Bryant has spoken out. Several people have spoken out to say that it was very much so inappropriate for Kevin to approve said jokes to be said by a white comedian. All right, let's go ahead and get into this joke. Then we're going to look into the Get some commentary on it. Let's go.
Like Bill Cosby, Hart is a black comedian from Philadelphia. And like Bill Cosby, women don't know when Kevin is inside of them. You've done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin. God bless and God bless the United States of America.
Did y'all hear that? So his family didn't think that was funny. And the fact that Kevin was laughing, yeah, I didn't think that was funny at all. All right. Now, on the latest episode of Roast of Kevin Hart, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe took to the stage to join others in publicly roasting Kevin Hart. Now, they said the black community is so proud of you right now. George Floyd is looking up at us all laughing so hard he can't breathe. Now, that's what this comedian here just said. Now, George Floyd's family reportedly found the joke highly offensive. A spokesperson for the Gianna and George Floyd Foundation told TMZ that the family believes that Hart should have told Hinchcliffe to avoid the topic altogether, and that they were disgusted by Hinchcliffe's apparent obsession with telling George Floyd jokes. Like I said, I don't see why that would even be in a joke. This man literally lost his life to police brutality. I didn't see shit wrong. I didn't see shit funny about that. I mean, his daughter and his entire family is still grieving this. This is still fresh for some people, right? During an episode of the roast of Tom Brady in 2024, Hinchcliffe joked that former NFL star Rob Gronkowski looked like the final boss in George Floyd's video game. I don't understand. Said that we are trying to rebuild things for our community and make things better in our community, according to George Floyd's family. I'm sorry. Said, let's try to be a little bit more positive and not sit up there doing inspections by white comedians. Ooh. Now, several internet users also criticized the joke that was said about George Floyd and called out Kevin Hart for even laughing at the joke afterwards. Okay. He laughed real hard like it was just, a side cracking joke. I didn't think the shit was funny. And a lot of celebrities didn't think it was funny either. And they are speaking out about that. What do you guys think? Let me know. Okay. There were several inappropriate jokes that I saw there, but I just did not think it was funny. Let me look at some comments. Said George wasn't a public figure. Kevin Hart didn't personally know him. Genuinely only brought it up because Kevin is black and too soft to say anything about it. Ooh. My, this person says Dave Chappelle said a lot of those white comedians who stick to a racist, jokes are not joking, and said that I would never not believe that. I agree with that. Okay. Said that white people's obsession with George Floyd and the Obamas has to be studied. Another person says I'm a Kevin Hart fan, but in no world is this a joke about George Floyd ever to be laughed at or even allowed. And I told you guys that Kevin Hart had to approve all of these jokes that were said at this particular roast. And this goes on to say that should never be on the table for anyone to even think that it could possibly be okay to joke about that. I agree. Another person goes on to say that, yeah, man, not my style of comedy. Also, I think it's sad when black dudes fake laugh at racial jokes. That's the one. That's the one. Right? What we laughing for? Okay. We've lost too many of our black men and women to police brutality. So why would we sit on a stage and laugh at something like that, doubled over, laughed about that, and then run out here talking about Black Lives Matter? Really? Does it? Or is that a joke too? Right? Are we really doing that? Are we really doing that? But let's get out there because that's gonna make me mad. Okay. That's gonna make me mad. Let's get into Cheyenne Bryant. We talked about her this morning. We don't need a trigger for this one. This is the alleged doctor who says that she can't find any credentials nowhere because the school she went to is no more. The school is not there anymore. She can't find any, she can't find her degree. She can't find no paperwork. I mean, I was in that video today on Instagram. Funky Dot even shout out to him. He was saying, bitch, you ain't got no cap and gown pictures or nothing showing that you graduated from this school. Like nothing, you still don't have your diploma. Most people have their diploma. I still have my diploma from high school, right? Like, bitch, I know if you went to college, you should have that as well. I have my college as well. But you should definitely have that, right? That is something to be proud of. That's not something that you would throw away like trash. That should be somewhere put up like a Grammy in your house, right? And that's a huge accomplishment to go to school that far and to get a doctorate degree. Like that shit should be on your wall. Every time you walk by, you're just like, oh my God. Yes, I just can't believe that I made it that far. You should be like that, right? That's not something that's tucked away in a box. You should have that on site. So many people have been asking her to show, like, can you show some proof, girl? Because in one instance, you're saying that you graduated, and in another instance, you're saying that you're just a life coach. We talked about it this morning. But let's go ahead and get into her doctor. We'll say doctor right now, for now, until she show her credentials. All right. Cheyenne Bryant, she clears up rumors about the legitimacy of her doctorate degree. Now, she's on the Breakfast Club, and she's snapping off. You can tell now. I always say when a person is so, what's the word? Guarded in this way, and her language in terms of how she's speaking and how aggressive in tone, that's not called for. If a person's just asking you about your credentials and you have it and you went to this said school that you went to and you are actually a doctor with a doctorate, I don't understand why you would be so mad and so guarded and cussing everybody out. It's the lingo that she used in this interview. Let's get into it. Shout out to the Breakfast Club on this. Let's go.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my...
Why it sound like she is creating her lies as she goes?
Official transcripts, because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or
that makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. She's explaining it. I'm really trying to be open-minded, but it's just something that just makes me feel like she's not being honest in how she's explaining this. I feel like a lie is in there somewhere.
Do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program.
But if you graduated, that's something that they cannot take from you. That is still, if you have your diploma, if you have your diploma, you can take your diploma down there and say, hey, here it is here. It's going to have all of your information there, the school that you went to, what you majored in. If you got an associate's, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, whatever the case may be, that's going to be on your college diploma, right? I don't understand why she's making this so difficult. Like, you don't have any paperwork, no nothing that proves that you went to said school. Even if the school is not there anymore, there are other places that you can go and get said information. That's unheard of for a place to only hold records for only 2 years. Right? She did say in another interview that she was a life coach, but if you're a life coach, if you're going by life coach, and then you're saying that then in another interview is I'm a doctor, I got my doctorate. I don't understand. I'm confused.
Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation, but everything else there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in
They
general.
are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless. But
no, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit of 2 years. So it's not me. It's any student that attended Argosy. But again, it doesn't, how can I say it? It doesn't affect me because if I chose to go get a license as an LMFT, I have my master's in marriage and child therapist. I have my hours. I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure. And I want to go sit for my exam and all I have to do is study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get.
But you already have that, right? You said you have a doctorate. You just can't get your hands on the paperwork. But now you're saying you don't need said documents to do such and such and such when you should already have them.
Licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all missing.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new?
Child, baby, she taught in so many circles. I'm busy. We're gonna move on though, because I've seen too many. I'm seeing too many interviews where she is, she's saying too many different things to me, and it's not adding up. I don't know. I want to believe you, girl. I do. I really do. But I keep hearing lies coming out, child. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'm tired of talking about her though. And she's real nasty. She had a real nasty attitude about it. You don't have to be that defensive if you're telling the truth, right? You gotta be cussing people. I don't give a fuck. Like that was unnecessary. If you went, right? If you have the credentials, you have them. Nobody can ever take that from you, regardless if the school is there or not. But let's move along, honey. Chrisean Rock opens up about Blueface and her future during a new live interview with Danza. Shout out to Chatterbox T on this topic. Chrisean is speaking on, was it too early to forgive Blueface? My thing is, you can forgive people from afar. You don't have to be in a person's face. You don't have to commingle with said person to forgive them, right? A simple apology, or just say, hey, I forgive you for whatever it is that you said or did to me. It doesn't mean that we have to hang out. It doesn't mean we have to talk on the phone. It doesn't mean that we have to be in the same circles. It just doesn't. Clearly, Blueface is very toxic. And Chrisean is very much so toxic as well. And the two of them are very much so combustible when they're together. I know Chrisean is trying to be on this fake religious road to redemption, but I just don't believe it. In 1 minute, you're over here fighting and cussing people out. And the next minute, Yahweh, you on that. I don't know anymore. I'm confused. But let's get into this interview because, child, all right, the people are confusing me today. Let's go.
I'm gonna talk to you like your big brother right now.
Okay.
Right? If I were to sit there and tell you the truth, which I didn't want to do because like it is what it is, but I'd rather say it to you when you hear it. There's no reason that you should have gave him access that soon.
You think so?
I don't think so at all. Because when you're teaching somebody how to be respectful towards you in life, you have to say, you have to be able to put somebody on time.
So what's the proper time frame from that? Like until he's like 7 years old?
No. I'm not saying.
I'm saying like it's really like I get the access part. I swear I get the access part. Look, I was holding that down, right? But I start thinking to myself, like, all right, now that I'm like fully detached from the emotions and stuff and whatnot to make erratic decisions or drastic decisions based on love. Because when I love, I throw my whole life in a man's life, right? But I'm not in that space ever to do that ever again unless with my husband. Okay, say your sister home, she got a son, he's 2, and she been like standing her ground. She got a new job. She got on her feet. She separated her funds. She thriving. Her relationship with God is intact. Her mental is intact. She's maturing. She's evolving. Okay. And one thing she didn't face or come to terms and stuff was his dad.
All I'm saying to you is that the immediate, I'm not saying like you don't wait, like if it's a week went by or 2 weeks went by, you can't go see him. I'm saying in the immediate, I tell my son and my daughter, right, when I'm trying to take something away from them or I'm trying to teach them something, I say, hey, I'm going to put you in timeout for a little bit, just so they understand that something was wrong. I'm not saying disconnect because I just told you on that same note that I think it's dope that you're still allowing him an opportunity to be in his child's life. I think that's dope. I'm not saying take that away. I'm just saying you should give yourself time and him time to learn from the mistakes so they don't happen again. Because when men, especially us as men, when we get access too early, we feel like the first thing we know within ourselves is we could do that shit again.
That's with anybody, not just men. That's with anybody. When you forgive people too soon, when you allow people back in your personal space when they've done you wrong so quickly, a lot of times they feel like they can keep doing that and they can apologize real quick and it's going to make it better and they can be right back in the same space to do the shit to you again. And this is what we've seen time and time again with Chrisean and Blueface, right? He talks crazy to her. I just saw a video the other day where he was saying, I'll beat your ass. I don't have a problem with it. I'll beat your ass and I don't care if you call the cops. Da, 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 da. He was being very disrespectful. They were riding in a car and I was just like, and she just sitting there just soaking it all in like that was just, another sunny day. And I'm just like, he literally is sitting here hurling threats your way. And we know he will put hands on you because we've seen it on TV. We've seen it on the internet. Like, I'm not sure what it is that's drawing the two of these people together like magnets, the toxicity and all of that. I feel like, Chrisean, you are the girl that got away. Like, allow him to have that toxic bullshit that he's doing with these other girls. Let them find out, right? It's not your job to be super saver hoe, honey. You have gotten out of that situation. You have survived all the shit that you went through with him. Raise your child. Focus on your career, whatever path you're going to take. If you're going to be a boxer, focus on training and being the best that you can be in that. Whatever it is that you're choosing to do. But I don't feel like backtracking and allowing Blueface to be back into your life because it's given that he want to pimp you out again. Because everything that you were doing before work-wise, you were under him. So why go back to that, right? It's like, I don't know. And I don't always like to take things back biblically. Once you get out of something like they call bondage, once you get out of that, that's like slaves getting away from the master that whipped them for years and made them pick cotton in the scorching hot sun, right? And you turn around and run back. What you looking back for? You already know what's back there, right? Who is that in the Bible? Lot's wife who turned into a pillow of salt for looking back when everything that you needed that was positive was in front of you. And all you had to do was keep going. But people get so distracted and will look back and will go back to situations that are just so detrimental. Like, I would not want somebody in my life that sit on public platforms and talk crazy about my child, constantly say that I'm not that child's father. I don't know who the child's father is, but it ain't me. Like, he's talked so much shit about this girl and her child, but she always spend a block on him. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's mental manipulation that he's just so good at. I don't know what it is, but these girls are so drawn to the toxicity with Blueface. Have y'all seen that? We
could definitely do it again. If she's cool with me an hour later, I could do it again. I'll do it next week and I'll do it the week after.
So I should have waited a year?
No, I'm not saying wait a year. I'm just saying,
I ain't
how clueless she is. So I should wait a year. You can't put a time limit on things like that, right? You just go and fix yourself and just do what you do and be positive, right? Let him do what he's doing over there because maybe a year he's not ready to receive your growth. Everybody don't grow the same, right? When a person is so used to being toxic and that's all they know and that's all they're ever going to be, you can't say, okay, a year from now, I'm going to fool with this person again because they'll probably be worse. So you can't put a time limit on it. You got to see the growth. You got to see people making changes. And that's how you kind of gauge that. You can't put a time limit. Okay, 6 months from now, I'm going to come back and spin the block and we're going to be around each other again. And we're going to be best friends. No, that person has to show some type of growth, some type of accountability, some type of, change in their life to where you can be around them and it not kind of push you back into that space where it used to be. I don't feel like she should work with him in any capacity. If he's the child's father, I feel like he should have rights as a father? Probably. I think he's a great father to his other kids. I just think that he sucks when it comes to women. And it's very unfortunate because he's raising daughters who will wind up growing up to see the way he treat women, and they're going to feel like that's the way a man should treat them. Like, you are so comfortable putting your hands on women. How would you feel if a man did the same thing to your daughter someday? You'll be ready to fight them or probably unalive them because that's how most guys are that are abusive. They don't want to see that shit happen to their seed, but it's okay for them to do that to someone else's seed, right? Yeah, we got to stop that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, though. Chrisean, baby, you are clueless. And there's no way you can be that close to God and he don't speak to you at some point and tell you that you're going down the wrong road, okay? Like, that's what having a relationship, since you're so close to God and you're so saved, does he not speak to you at all? Or you just saying it over him when he's trying to talk to you? He's like, Chrisean, this is God. Yahweh, Yahweh. Oh, you like that? Like when God's trying to talk to you, you screaming Yahweh and you singing Yahweh in his ear and he can't hear you, or you can't hear him. Is that what's given? I don't know. But let's move along. All right. Mendeeces, you are being a total hypocrite. All right. You are being a total hypocrite. I had to throw that in there. Y'all, that's her favorite thing to do, child. Yahweh, Yahweh. Child, she busts out with that Yahweh in a minute. Okay. Maybe that's why she can't hear the Lord, though, because he be trying to talk to her. She can't hear because she hollering out Yahweh. But Mendeeces, you are being very hypocritical because it's giving that, and you said in another interview that you can pretty much do. It's been understood that you and Yandy, of course, they're not together anymore. But I really do. I can't stand when people give other people certain passes to do what they want to do in relationships, which I think that's the dumbest shit ever. Why be in a relationship if you tell your partner or significant other, oh yeah, go be with who you want to be with and do what you want to do? Just let me know. Like, why be with somebody if that has to be how things work in a relationship, right? And we already saw that's how it was with Kandi and Todd, Will and Jada, now Yandy and Mendecees. Okay, we found out they weren't even together a whole year. Mendeeces is over there booed up with Tamar allegedly, and several other girls. Mendeeces like, I do what the fuck I want to do. I see who I want to see whenever. We also found out about Yandy, who was going out of the country with another guy who she met, and she was having a full-blown relationship. We found that out by way of her assistant who was spilling all of her tea and telling her business. Okay, but in this particular clip here, it says that cheating ass Mendeeces trolls Yandy for cheating back. See, a lot of men, and we're not male bashing in any way, shape, or form today, men can't always take what women can take when it comes to relationships, when it comes to heartbreak. Men take that shit way harder than we do, right? Like women, we can get over, we're gonna cry a little bit, we're gonna have our little moments, we're gonna blow up a little bit. But men, it's the end of the world. The things that we forgive the significant other for, men, when it's on them, it's not that. They want to end everything and probably sometimes their life because they don't want to be here no more if they can't have their way with us. Right? God forbid we step out and be with somebody else if they stepped out and cheated. If we cheat back, right? If we cheat back, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Mendeeces, let's get into this clip and y'all tell me what y'all think.
So are you going to New York? Back to New York?
You keep asking me that. I don't have nothing. I finished my business in New York.
You always in New York, so I thought you...
Stop asking me that.
So what was that reference to New York?
Yeah, you know what I meant by that. Anybody know what I meant by how I said have fun in New York? That's where the dude is at. Yeah, she know what I meant. That was a light jab right there. You know what's in New York, that we fight for your family. How many want me to fight? That's why she got up. Yeah, have fun in New York.
Why you keep telling me my life? You don't know my life. And you don't see nothing wrong with this. You keep telling me my life. That's right after you did the scene with Keisha said, I did chill in the baby mother's and what else you did chill with the baby mother? What else you did? If you want to do the what else you did moment, it's a lot of what else you did.
A whole lot of mother what you did moment.
Right.
A lot of them. This fake relationship.
But that's what the world did. That's what the world did.
Because you ain't.
He calls his relationship with Yandy a fake relationship. Did y'all hear that slip out?
You get exposed.
Expose me.
You've been single a whole relationship. 10 years and act like you happily married. You never have been married. You single since day one.
Y'all hearing this? Mendeeces said, don't sit here and act like you were happily married in this relationship. You've been single since day one. I've been single since day one. So it sounds like their relationship involved other people the entire time. Whole time Mendeeces is in jail, I believe that Yandy was probably seeing someone else. I don't think she stayed by herself and was true to him the entire time he was locked up because he was away for some years. I don't know. Was it an understanding that the two of you could do that? Or did you guys just do that because you guys could not please each other anymore? We already knew about the fake wedding when they got married on TV. We knew the shit was not real because they never filed any paperwork downtown. And they were saying the reason for that is because Mendeeces owed a lot of restitution back to the feds or whoever. And Yandy did not want her funds tied up in that. I agree. I don't have a problem with that. But don't, be pissing in the wind and telling people it's raining, and don't be lying and making people think that one thing is one way when it's really another way, right? You had everybody in the entire world thinking you and Mendeeces were married, happily married. Whole time y'all were just living together and, commingling. What they call it, when you just, what they call it, y'all were just fake married, which is what he just called it. It's a lot of tea being spilled here, though. Let's get into it. I'm a law bearer.
You want the truth to come out? Let's do that on TV. Let's do that on TV. So you going?
So I'm gonna play it again, and you guys listen very closely to some of the things that Mendeeces is saying. He is airing out Yandy. Okay, Yandy. I told y'all Yandy was going out of the country to the UK, and she was, according to her assistant, she was sleeping with this assistant, and he heard them through the wall. And according to this assistant, Yandy was getting her back broke in there. Okay, he said she was like literally like hollering out, like dude was like wearing her ass out in there. Okay, like head, forehead to the headboard shit. Okay, I won't in there. But yeah, so and then the whole time she was trying to make it seem like she and Mendeeces was this happy couple. But then again, and not that Rashida and her lying ass husband Kirk, not that they should be talking about anybody's relationship, but they already said in an interview that Yandy and Mendecees had an open marriage. But then they got upset when Rashida and Kirk said that and tried to argue them down. Oh, you don't know about our relationship. You don't know what go on in our house. Whole time y'all had an open relationship. Rashida would know because I feel like she got one too with all these babies that Kirk keep popping up with within their marriage, right? Listen very closely to what Mendeeces is saying. I'm going to let it play all the way through and y'all just listen.
On New York, back to New York.
You keep asking me that. I don't have nothing. I finished my business in New York.
You always in New York, so I thought you...
Stop asking me that.
So what was that reference to New York?
Yeah, you know what I meant by... Anybody know what I meant by how I said have fun New York? That's where the dude is at. Yeah, she know what I meant. That was a light jab right there. You know it's in New York, that we fight for your family. How many want me to fight? That's why she got up. Yeah, have fun in New York.
Why you keep telling me my life? You don't know my life. And you don't see nothing wrong with this. You keep telling me my life. That's right after you did the scene with Keisha said, I did chill in the baby mother's head. And what else you did chill with the baby mother? What else you did? If you want to do the what else you did moment, it's a lot of what else you did.
A whole lot of what you did moment.
Right.
A lot of them. This fake relationship.
But that's what the world did. That's what the world did.
Because you ain't get exposed.
They told me.
You've been single the whole relationship. I'm sitting here and act like you have to be married. You never have to be married. You single since day one. You want the truth to come out? You want the truth to come out? Let's do that on TV. Let's do that on TV.
So are you going to New York?
Very upset, right? Mendeeces, speaking of Mendeeces is building this huge mansion, you guys. It's really, really nice. Where he's, of course, moving on with his life. I don't know if he has someone else, but he is definitely getting ready to be moving into this beautiful, luxurious home in Atlanta. Okay. So, and the house is almost fully built. He was, if you follow him, he was kind of taking people on a tour of the almost completed project. Beautiful home, but he's moving on from Yandy and he's doing his thing. We do remember at the interview that he most recently sat down and talked to, I think it was Young Jock's podcast, where he was talking about he and Yandy haven't been together, haven't slept together, none of that for like a whole year now. It's been probably more than a year now since we talked about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm lost for words a little bit, but then I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm kind of lost for words if y'all kind of get that, right? But yeah, child. Let's move along. No. Do I want to talk about this topic? All right, hold on, because I had something else that I had to yeah, there you go. I want to show y'all this that I ran across too. Let's get into that. All right, Todd. Let's get into Todd, honey. All right, so I ran into this post here. All right, shout out to BFB fans page. They have some really good stuff over there. Now they're saying that allegedly a woman named Simone out of Atlanta, you guys, is the woman that Todd Tucker was creeping around on Kandi with, you guys. Now they're saying that it adds a whole new layer to what Kandi Burruss already revealed. Now she made it clear that they had been separated for months before she officially filed after finding out about the cheating. We already know about that. Kandi was saying the reason that she really went down there and filed is because Todd gave no fucks. Like she was saying, hey, this hurts me. Like you stepping out being with this person. Like, do you care about my feelings? And Todd was just like, get over it. It's not the end of the world. Get over it. People get cheated on every day. That attitude, like, I don't know. To me, it would be like you mentally checked out. Like you checked out of the relationship if your mentality is there. If you see, because y'all know Kandi had to be crying. Kandi's always crying. Okay. I really feel like she was probably boohoo crying in this moment. And Todd was just not giving a fuck, right? So it goes on to say that now here's where it really gets messy because Kandi herself admitted in the past to bringing other women into their marriage. We know about that as well, right? She's the one that introduced the threesome situation to Todd. He was saying in the beginning he didn't want to, but in order to make Kandi happy and to spice up their marriage, they chose to have a third party in their marriage by the name of Fatum. We know the name. We've showed you guys pictures. Fatum goes on vacation. Well, went on vacation with them, so that they can do their little three-way situation. So let's continue. So the question becomes, is it still cheating when that door was already open, or is it crossing a boundary when it's done in secret without mutual understanding? Either way, it proves a bigger point that no matter what you bring to the table, how long you held it down, or how much you try to accommodate people are going to move how they want to move, okay? And sometimes that reality hits harder than anything else. That's great. All right, let's look at this person. Okay, this is the alleged person, Simone. This is Simone, the girl who was alleged to have stepped out, or Todd was stepping out with her, which caused Kandi to go down there and file. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Kandi's not an ugly girl, but I don't want to say this the wrong way. Let me go back. Let me go back and put my words together right. Okay. Obviously Todd has a type. Okay. Todd has a type. I feel like he was in like with Kandi. I feel like he may have loved her. Okay. But I feel like he was more so in like with Kandi. There was a lot of great things that came with Todd being with Kandi, right? He's been able to boost his career. He's been able to rub elbows with some very important people, and even came up on some money in this divorce as well. We've seen Kandi has to pay Todd quite a bit of money, right? He gets tickets, like exclusive tickets to games and stuff like that. He's still staying in Kandi's house as we speak. That would make me feel away if you stepped out and cheated. I'm pretty sure he's still probably seeing this girl. I hope he's not bringing her to the property. Maybe you go where she is. I would feel away if I were Kandi to even be like, okay, yeah, you can stay here until your property is fixed. I told you guys the other day, Todd's property that he's supposed to be moving to is being renovated, and they're not done with it yet. But according to the prenup, Todd was supposed to be out within 30 days of the divorce being finalized, which we know for months now the divorce has been finalized. But this is the girl named Simone who they're saying that Todd has allegedly stepped out with, that ended his marriage to Kandi. I feel like their marriage is probably over way before that. I feel like the marriage is probably on shaky ground when Kandi said to him, let's bring another person into the bedroom. And I've said it before, and I'll keep saying, Kandi, you are a very freaky girl. Okay, you are a very freaky girl, and you own a SEX toy line, so you know how to get the party started. So bringing someone else into the bedroom, again, I feel like that was very lazy on your part, because you could have been several people in the bedroom to please Todd. You could have blown his mind in ways that no one else probably would have been able to do it. I mean, Kandi's talked about it several times on the show. Pop rocks, she talked about taking y'all remember the Kandi pop rocks, right? Back in the day, I used to love pop rocks, lemon heads. Oh my God. But she talked about pop rocks, how you put the pop rocks in your hand and put them on your hoo-ha. I would never do no shit like that. Okay. But she was saying, and then, have your significant other go down there and taste the rainbow. We got to say it that way for YouTube's sake. So Kandi obviously knows a lot of tricks in the bedroom and things that you can do to get the party started and spice things up. But the simple fact that she brought another person into the marriage, it kind of opened Pandora's box, and it kind of had Todd wondering what else is out there, because it's so many freaky things that you can do to a person, right? It's but so many freaky things that you can do to a person before they just be like, okay, I've seen this before. What else is there? And Todd seemed to be that type of person to maybe he get bored easily, right? 6 months into their marriage, they were already bored in the bedroom and not getting as much sex as they wanted to, according to Kandi. They were already in marital therapy in 6 months into their marriage, which is unheard of. But this is the person that they're saying caused Kandi to go down there and file for divorce. What do y'all think? She's all up on Todd, honey. That's the picture that's circulating around. Her name is Simone. This is who they're saying, that Kandi was just like, okay, fuck it. This is what you want? All right. You ain't taking my feelings into consideration. Let me go on down here and file. Okay, but he is still very much so in Kandi's space. Like I said, he is staying in her home. They still go on vacations together. He did just leave her a very nice long message for Mother's Day, and still calls her. He said she'll be family for life, and thank you for giving me my beautiful children, and said that she was a wonderful mother. And they still go out to the kids' functions and things like that. They're always together, and he always has his arm around her. Like it kind of throws me a little bit. Y'all in the voice, Kandi is doing this tour bashing him, but when we see you guys in pictures, his arm is around her like they just Gucci. I just don't get it. But what y'all think? this is a girl that's said to be, you know, said to be the girl. I don't know. Y'all sign off on that. Let's keep going. We're about done. Not gonna hold you guys too much longer. How many more topics do we have? All right, last topic. Last topic. Because I gotta get off here. All right. What y'all laughing about in the chat? Don't make me be nosy. Let me go look. Let me go look. Now I'm nosy. I'm nosy. What y'all laughing at? I see laughing emojis. Miss Diddy, what is so funny? Y'all said, I do not think Todd was bored. I think the marriage was just over. There was something going on. He was very much so clocked out. I tell you that. He was very much so clocked out. I feel like the girl Fatum, I feel like she was probably getting more to Kandi, right? I feel like she was getting more to Kandi. Now, do I feel like they were having three-way situationships? I do. But do I feel like Todd was probably giving it to Fatum probably more? And they say Fatum is a freakazord, okay? She is definitely a freakazord, which is why she was chosen to be in their three-way situation. And I told you guys Fatum was introduced to Kandi and Todd by Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? So the question is, Fatum, was you over there with Sheree too? Was you over there carpet munching over there? Because she like women. She's made it very much so known. She like women, and so does Kandi. Kandi like men and women. And that can be, you know, a double-edged sword sometimes in relationships, because, you know, that person that you really love, sometimes they can't please you like they used to be able to please you, because you started messing around with something else, and you got, you know, used to someone else's hands being upon you versus the ones that should be. All right, let's get into this last one. The Belle'S, honey, the Belle'S. They have an extended trailer that's been released. I don't know how I missed it, but we're going to go ahead and take a look. All right, they said that the show does return with brand new episodes Friday, June 5th. For those of you that are fans of the show, like me, I do watch it, and I've been watching since they first came on air. 8/7 Central, of course, on OWN. All right, let's go ahead and get into this extended trailer. Shout out to Reality Entertainment TV. The Bell Collective. This girl, what's her name? Carrie? I feel like her name is Carrie. I forget. I don't like her. I feel like they tried to replace Akeisha, and they brought this girl in. And if you kind of watch her on the show, she kind of gives the same attitude as Akeisha. She's kind of quick with her reads, and she's real mouthy, and she'll, you know, she tried. To me, I feel like maybe she studied Akeisha prior to being on the show, and I feel like they kind of brought a lookalike, Akeisha lookalike. Okay, I told you guys that Carlos asked Akeisha and her husband to come back to the show, and they declined, right? They declined to come back. I don't blame them, all right? Also, JJ and his wife, so Gucci, they were asked to come back, and they said no. They are very much so missing from the show. I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I hated JJ to say, gosh darn it, I miss that now, okay? They did. Baby, I know you're not sitting here asking this man to have another baby with you when he already stepped out with somebody else very shortly after you allegedly had this baby that was supposed to be your miracle child, because she was told she couldn't even have kids. And she, you know, this baby, she wound up finding out that she was pregnant. I'm happy for her, because I feel like, hey, beautiful, because she's been wanting to have a baby for a very long time. But this dude here is trash, right? Now, they've already exposed him on the show for messing with another girl, and he tried to lie about it. And then she also exposed him last season to say that he wasn't even financially helping with the child, but then was fussing because she wouldn't put the child in daycare. Hello, daycare costs money, right? Daycare costs money. So don't fuss me out talking about why ain't our child in daycare? Why haven't you cut that check yet, right? Oh, child, please don't have no more babies with him. Even if you did freeze those eggs, no, ma'am, do not have babies with him, because he gives that he is not there for the long haul. Moving on. I know Selena has already gotten married. Okay, we shared that with you guys. I want to say almost a month now ago. By the time we see it, y'all know everything is not in real time. They are months ahead, right? But they're waiting to find a venue, caterer, and all these other things. Like, hello, you get girl. Hello, whoever her matron of honor is, she needs to help you, right? She definitely needs to step in and help you. Selena, you trying to sound like you're trying to do all this on your own? I mean, hello, you do have what, like daughters? You have what, 3 daughters or so? Girl, you need to put them to work. Have them help you get this wedding together. Well, they're already married, but girl. But now what? 2 seasons ago, when Cliff was asking you to have a child, you was on this nope. I ain't having no babies. I don't want to have no babies. I don't want to mess my body up. I don't want to be out here stretching my stomach out. He was begging you for a baby, and now he ain't thinking about no damn baby, and you want a child. And you still young, girl. You can still have a baby. And you and Cliff, y'all make enough money so you can go down there and get a little nip tuck. Y'all know how the Hollywood thing is. While you on the table, you know, getting all that stuff sucked out, and go ahead and get your tummy tuck and all that on the table and snap right on back. Shit, Cardi B did it and went straight to tour right after she had a baby. So since you don't want to have a baby, then fuck you. Cliff said, "No, you ain't fucking me, because that will make a baby." He's so fucking arrogant. I can't. Cliff is like into his 60s. Okay. So Cliff is like, I'm just enjoying sitting out by, you guys see, sitting out by the lake, just not doing anything, smoking my cigar, talking my shit, if we can understand what he's saying. And now she's at that point where she's ready for motherhood. And he's like, I don't want to hear no screaming baby. I don't want no responsibility. Cliff like to be gone when he want to be. Now, y'all know this past season, Cliff got caught up spending several nights down there because y'all know in the top of their restaurant, it's like some apartments. And she was saying he ain't coming home at night. Even when she had surgery, his ass he left her at the hospital alone and went to the damn apartment and went downstairs and got to drinking and said he passed out and didn't even answer his phone or none of that, she was saying. Cliff, I feel like Cliff wants to live his life and don't want responsibility, and he don't want Latrice bother him, especially about no damn child. I feel like when he wanted a child, she wasn't ready, and now that she's ready, it's like they're on two different wavelengths as far as this child thing. Okay, cussing him out ain't gonna make the shit no better, right? Cussing him out is not gonna change his mind. Y'all might need to go to some marriage therapy and figure out what it is. What's the root of why he don't want to have a child? It could be because he feels he's too old. Maybe, old people, they don't want their nerves shot child with no damn babies out here screaming and hollering and changing no diapers. And, and Cliff already has older kids. Cliff got grown kids. So imagine starting all the way over, having an infant. Latrice is much younger than Cliff, okay? But you have to take all these things into consideration when you're dating someone that much older, that the shit might not happen, or they may not want to start all over and have children if that's on your list of things to do, right? Child, Cliff is like, bitch, I know. You sound just like Tisha from Love and Marriage Husband. Is that the case? Girl, you do care. You sitting there crying right now with your titties in your blink, girl. That's when you know you read a bitch down, okay? When you on pause on their ass and ain't nothing moving but your damn eyes. Like, okay? That means you catch that bitch, okay? Oh my God, I cannot wait until June the 5th. I will be watching it. Like the girls will be trying to bring it this season. Selena's wedding will be shown, so we'll get to see that, okay? Amongst other things, I cannot wait. I am a fan of the show. What do y'all think about that? Okay, I saw some of the trailer from another post, but I did not get to see it in its entirety until now. This is my first time watching the entire trailer that they released for Belle Collective. So shout out to them for that. I can't wait. Y'all gonna be watching? I will be watching. Let's look at some comments right quick. They say it's gonna be good this season. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be real good, it looks like. Deborah Holder said that that's right, Marie, because Carol knows that you did not say that. Let them know. Cassandra says shock Glenn and give him his divorce. I'm over it. Right. I don't know what they're holding on to. I really don't. Glenn is so disrespectful. Like, I would have divorced him after it was a possibility that he fathered a child outside and you had to take a whole paternity test on the show. He would have been gone then, right? Because that already let me know that even though the child might not have come back as yours, that you were still out here balls deep in a bitch. That's what it told me. Deborah Holder said to give that asshole a divorce now that he is afraid of losing you. Okay. I think he'd be calling her bluff because he knows that she ain't gonna do no more cry and stay, because she's done it all this time. Cassandra also said that Cliff knows that he's in control of this baby situation. He's milking it to irritate Latrice. Could be, right? Because he was like on her real heavy a couple seasons back about having a baby. And she was just like, no, I ain't stretching my body out. I ain't want no stretch marks. And I'm young. So now she's like, I want a baby. And Cliff is like, yeah, all right. Okay. Deborah Holder says that Latrice wants things when she wants it, and she did not care when Cliff wanted a baby. You're right. For those of you that been watching the show, y'all know. I said Cliff is happy just being a grandpa. He really is. Cliff got older kids, so he ain't trying to be changing no damn Pampers. Tiffany says that at Cassandra, I agree, she's getting a free check. Rose Armstead says that Caramel said that she did say no, and the tables they sure the hell did. Done turned all the way over, child. The legs is up in the air. That's just how the damn tables turn. Deborah Holder said that I watched parts of her wedding. She looked beautiful, but I'm still questioning Mike. Mike is a little suspicious, right? I don't know. Mike gives sneaky vibes. I'm sorry to say that, and I love Selena down. Mike just gives me sneaky vibes, so she better keep her third eye on Mike, because Mike just gives that especially with him hanging around Glendale. Like, you don't want those habits to rub off on you, Mike. So probably stay a little bit away from Glendale. All right. Let's get a couple more comments, then we're going to get out of here. Rose Olmstead says that I wouldn't want another baby by a man if he's not taking care of the first one. Said I was watching the show during that time. Okay. You better call it out. Cassandra says that Tamra doesn't have a real storyline. She's annoying. Her voice is annoying. Like when she talks, I'd be like, girl, oof, oh my God. I'd be like, oh, Jesus, hurry up, girl. Hurry through this scene. Deborah Holder says that she is only using him to have babies. Said Tamra does not want him. Girl, Tamra's she is trying to secure the bag. That's why she went out here and got all these damn businesses. She is making sure if things collapse between she and Cliff, baby, she got something to fall back on. All right. So Latrice, she might be young, but she ain't dumb. Okay. Latrice know exactly what she's doing. Deborah Holder said that Gone Daddy sang your song to Maria. Y'all saw that. I was just like, is he really doing that in a restaurant? Child. And the way he was looking at her when he was singing was kind of weird and creepy. Says Deborah, yes, that was a definite. All right. Let me see what y'all saying about Todd. Rose says that Todd wasn't happy on the wedding day, said it was doomed from that day. He really wasn't. Like Todd, well, you could tell Todd had that pissed off look on his face because he finally did go ahead and sign the prenup. He was not happy about that at all. And I feel like things just went downhill from there. I feel like he was giving Kandi the D, but he wasn't happy about it, right? Oh my God, like, may that love never find me. That's all I got to say about that. But anywho, let's get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for all of the comments. All right. Yeah, he do give sneaky vibes, don't he? Yeah, Mike really does give sneaky vibes. But thank you to my top flight mods, Tiffany Rose and Truth. Thank y'all so much for doing an awesome job. Shout out to the almost 200 watching. Please don't forget to like up this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on all the topics that we discussed. Okay. Thank you to all the content creators joining this live as well. Okay, let me know what y'all think about all the topics we talked about. Okay, Michelle saying she ready to snap off on the show. Let me know what y'all think about this George Floyd's family speaking up about the roast session with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is catching hell on social media. Everybody's after him right now because of that. Also, let me know what y'all think about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, if we can call her doctor, because we don't know. We ain't got no credentials yet, and how she is so upset that the people are demanding the truth, girl. Also, let me know what y'all think about Chrisean asking, did she forgive Blueface too soon? The interaction between Yandy and Mendecees, okay, when Mendeeces was airing her out. And also, let me know what y'all thought about the Bell Collective extended trailer. Why I got tongue tied? Wanting to get out of here. All right, get out of here. Ever since I cussed you out, I can't even talk. I feel like the spirit of thick tongue got on me. My damn tongue is super glued to the top of my damn mouth. All right, but thank y'all once again. I will see y'all later. Please keep your notifications on so you guys will know when I go live. All right, again, like up this video, hype up this video, check out Rell's World, and check me out on other publications under Caramel Rell. All right, love you guys. Until the next one. I will see y'all later. Happy birthday to anyone with birthdays today. Again, shout out to Brit's Block. I know her birthday is today. Shout out to her. But let's get out of here. Bye.